Good evening and welcome to We the Village, produced by Ron Hall, and I am your host, Sharonda Allen. I am here today to interview abundantly wealthy Stan.
Hi.
AKA Stanley White. This happens to be my dad, everybody.
Yes.
Yes. I know you can't believe it. How old are you?
27, of course.
Yeah, that's always
That's my story,
age.
and I'm sticking to it.
Absolutely. He's been 27, right? He looks
Yes.
27, right? Look into the camera. Look
Yes.
Into the camera. 27.
Okay.
27-year-old. Okay?
Yes.
So first
With
of
a
all,
couple of wrinkles.
just a slight,
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I do fitness, health, and wellness. I specialize in helping people reduce pain, eliminate current and future health challenges, have more energy, and be more productive.
Absolutely. So what do you do to actually complete that goal or that mission?
To complete that mission. Actually, I was put on this mission by God. It's a
Okay.
brand new career for me.
Okay.
In my former life, I was a computer geek,
Yes.
an IT guy,
Uh-huh.
and God called me to do this, the whole fitness, health, and wellness. Too many people over the age of 50, which I was when I got started.
But you're still 27.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Suffering from chronic illnesses, diseases, and sicknesses that are preventable and treatable without sickening drugs and medications.
Right.
So I got certified as a personal fitness trainer at age 55, working on getting certified in nutrition and wellness coaching. Yes.
Wow, that's really cool. And I'm into wellness as well. Back in 2010, 2011, I did a service learning project with my students called Muffin Tops for Breakfast, Not Your Shape. I love that title. Where I exposed them to different healthy food choices and, the concept of food deserts. And you were able to come there and see that we had a lot of wellness stuff there.
Yes.
Because that is something so important for the youth. That is something that we need in our communities because we have oversaturations of liquor stores. We don't have enough fresh food and fruit markets. A lot of junk food,
Yes.
know. So, what is fitness, wellness, and health from your perspective?
Okay.
What's it about?
Fitness, health, and wellness. Well, fitness is your physical, your exercise, both internal and external, but it's the exercise. The health is your eating and drinking. And the wellness, to simplify it, is eliminating stress. Yes.
Right. So, why is fitness really necessary? I mean, can you just eat well, or do you have to be physical?
Well, it's interesting you asked that question. A lot of people ask that question, and a lot of people say to me, well, I run around all day on my job. I get up from my desk, I go here, I go there, I'm going different places. But actually, yes, fitness is very important. A regular exercise program is essential to good health. Most of us don't realize that when you exercise on a regular basis, you're working out all 12 of your bodily systems. From the integumentary system, respiratory system, cardiovascular, skeletal system, muscular system, lymphatic system, digestive system. And most people don't understand that actually exercise is more mental than physical.
It is.
Yes.
I would
So it is necessary. There are many things that exercise do for your body. Exercise, it helps your integumentary system, which is actually your skin.
Right.
You're pushing out toxins from your skin when you're sweating.
Right.
And you're moving your skin, your body's heating up, your pores open up more so you can push toxins out. So it's not just sweating like in a steam room, which is still not a bad thing.
Right.
You're also exercising your mind because you have to think about the exercise. You have to push yourself mentally to say, I'm going to do one more push-up or sit-up or whatever. Then an additional, as soon as you exercise and you exert yourself, you breathe heavier. So that's your respiratory system. Your heart starts pumping faster to get more oxygen going. Your cardiovascular system, your muscles are moving, your joints are moving, your bones moving. So it is extremely important to have an exercise program. And I recommend that people exercise every day.
Right.
15, 20 minutes.
Right.
Not Marine boot camp exercise, not ninja exercise, but simplistic exercise, and you can work your way up.
And I like stretching. A lot of people don't realize that just, stretching is a good way to exercise, stretching your muscles, and the oxygenation and the flow of stretching is very important because it helps, as I said, the oxygenation helps the flow of the blood and for oxygen to get to your different cells, because if you're sedentary and you're stiff, those different parts of your body are not getting enough blood flow, and that's how you can become very stiff and cause a lot of illness.
No, absolutely.
Like
most of our chronic illnesses come from being sedentary.
Yeah.
We don't have enough oxygen flow, and that's the other big thing when you're exercising, whether it's slow or fast movement and intense, you're breathing more. And,
Yes.
hopefully you're breathing deeply. And one of the
Yes.
things I do when I train people, I teach them how to breathe properly, how to walk properly, and of course exercise properly.
Yes.
So yes, it is extremely important.
Yeah, breathing is a way of detox when you do breathe deeply and consciously.
Yes.
Breathing. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of what we do and just clearing out, because sometimes we do very shallow breathing, which is not good.
Most of the time, yes.
Most of the time, most of the
Yes.
time, And so sometimes when we go, that is really our body's way of trying to eliminate that shallowness and trying to get more oxygen into our bodies. And it's kind of a sign of a lack of wellness, because our body's really trying to bring in more oxygen and trying to
Absolutely.
circulate it a lot more.
Well, one other thing you mentioned in terms of exercising as well, for people who sit at a desk, which is one of the things I did. The harder I worked, the longer I sat.
Right.
But there's exercises you can do in a chair. You mentioned stretching, and just
Yes.
to demonstrate, just simply when you sit at your desk,
Right.
exercise, open and closing your hands while your
Leaning to
arms
the
are up,
side.
leaning to the side.
Stretching your legs.
Yes, or if you're sitting in a chair with an arm, lifting yourself up like this.
Wow.
It's very
Ooh,
simple.
So strong. Right.
Not bad for a guy that's 27.
Exactly.
But there's very simple exercises you can do in the chair, and also when most people stand up, they do lift themselves, but using your legs mostly, and just going up and down very simply like
Right.
this.
Right.
And there are so many others, which I do teach people how to do. So throughout the day, you can have exercises where you're not necessarily perspiring, which may not be good in a work environment.
Right.
So, yes.
And neighbor in the next cubicle say, can you stop exercising, please? It's unpleasant.
It's a good way to get a little privacy.
Yeah, it is. It is. Stay out of my face.
Yes.
But you're a people person, so you want to talk to people, right?
Yes.
Right. So let's talk about this. When you talk about fitness, okay, and moving, but a lot of times people may work out, but they're not eating properly. Nutrition is important. And we always say, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. How do we maintain good health without sacrificing taste?
Well, I smile at that because that was a challenge for me.
Okay.
Well, what I found is there's a lot of healthy foods that are extremely tasty.
Right.
Very delicious. Fruits, fresh fruits, cleaned well.
Yes.
Is very good. As a matter of fact, there's books that I recommend, and I don't know if people can see. I have books on the table, but one book here, okay? Healthy Healing Foods.
Right.
This is a book that talks about foods that are healthy and heal you.
Yes.
Now, I like the word healing, and the best way to get rid of a chronic illness or disease or get healed is preventive care.
Absolutely.
Before it happens.
Yeah.
Another book, Unleashing the Inner Healing Power of Foods.
Right.
And even at that, when you're taking that trek towards good health, there are cleanses, liver, gallbladder cleanse, and these are just a couple of books that I have that I recommend people when you talk about eating the acid alkaline diet for optimal health.
Right.
So there are some very, very delicious foods that are very nutritious that will satisfy your taste. And another thing, a lot of times when we talk about without sacrificing taste, we've been conditioned with our foods with additives and things that we crave for that keeps us in that. Yeah. So when we do go to the natural vegetables and fruits, we feel we're missing something. And when we have the cravings, it's actually because we're missing something in our diet.
Right. And it's funny because, you know I have a lettuce addiction and a mini sweet pepper
We're
addiction.
gonna talk about that.
I love it, and I eat lettuce the way people would just munch on chips. And people say, well, where's the sauce? And I'm like, I don't need any sauce.
Right.
I've learned to appreciate the real, natural, true flavor of foods, fruits, and vegetables without adding the calories. Because when you eat a salad and you put the salad dressing on, that's 300-400 calories. You might as well eat a burger, right? You know?
Not quite.
Yeah, but really, the calories, and it's empty calories without nutrients.
Yes, you need calories with nutrients.
Exactly.
Calories is not a bad thing.
It's not, because we need calories.
Exactly.
But dressing is a nutrient poor
Yes.
additive to put
yes.
on your food.
Yes. So, yes, that is very, very important.
Yes.
And there are so many foods that are very healthy and healing herbs. A lot of foreign dishes and cuisine has a lot of herbs and fruits like turmeric and ginger.
Yes.
Those things added to your food adds great taste. And when you eat healthier foods, you actually can eat less, because we also eat too much food at one time.
Yes. And just even with the recommendations of meals, we say 3 meals a day. 5 meals a day is actually more optimal.
Yes, in studying nutrition, as I've been studying,
Right.
4 to 6 small meals per day
Yes.
is optimal for most people.
Right.
There are some people that says 1 meal a day.
That's not good,
Absolutely.
because you send your body into starvation mode,
Right.
and your body actually begins to store fat, and your metabolism becomes a little off balance, becomes a little haywire.
It's very off balance.
Yeah.
Very off balance. But feeding yourself food, your body, the food on a consistent basis, you have a consistent metabolism
Right.
going. And that's also very good for you, because as we get older, metabolism slow down, because we're eating big meals, and that also slows you down.
Right, and there's this concept called grazing, where you're always munching on fruits and vegetables, or trail mix, or nuts, or other types of healthier foods.
Yes.
And that helps and the interesting part about the lettuce, and I tell people this, it takes more calories to metabolize the lettuce than I'm actually taking in with the lettuce. So I'm actually burning more. And it's the same thing with avocados. They say avocados are high in calories, but they're great calories. And it takes your body more calories to burn the avocado than you're taking in. And the nutrients are so worth it. It's a really nutrient-dense food.
Yes, and it has very good omega-3 fats.
Yes.
Good fats that our bodies need.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we need all those things for detoxification,
Yes.
for metabolism. You lifted up this book about the liver and the gallbladder, Miracle Cleanse. One liver cleanse that I found out about is the boiled parsley, and to drink that boiled parsley water.
Yes.
You know, another one is the asparagus.
Yes.
Amazing. And people, you know, sometimes we smother things. Try to eat your vegetables clean. That's what I try to tell people.
Right.
That asparagus will cleanse the liver and the kidneys. And I think a lot of, in our community, we don't realize, you know, people casually drinking, or even with alcoholism, that kidney and that liver are broken down.
Yes.
And that gives people such poor health,
Yes.
you know.
Absolutely. You mentioned drinking the boiled parsley
Parsley
leaves. There's
water.
another book that I recommend people read, Healing Teas. These teas are really from leaves, roots, and other things, and it really has some very good information. But another important thing about diet is drinking water,
Yes.
being properly hydrated. One of the most interesting books I've had, this guy, Dr. Bat Mangalage, You're Not Sick, You're Thirsty. When I read this book, it was amazing. He wrote a couple other books. One, Your Body's Many Cries for Water. So if I ask you, do you know some of the symptoms of dehydration?
Yes.
Okay.
Bad breath.
Absolutely.
That's a symptom
Now,
of
most people
dehydration.
say dry skin, dry mouth, but also, did you know, headaches,
Yes.
lower back pain.
Yes.
Know what other symptoms of dehydration? Arthritis,
Yes.
diabetes,
Yes.
high blood pressure.
Yes.
Everything in the body happens in water.
Yes, it does.
Water is the most important thing you can put in your body.
Hydrolysis.
Only second to air.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, when you drink a healthy water that's also alkaline and antioxidant,
Yes.
you actually get more oxygen flow in your blood. because people say our bodies are basically 70-75% water.
Right.
But in actuality, the breakdown is our bones are 15-25% water, our muscles 75%, our brains 80%, liver, kidneys, and other organs 80-85%, our blood 90%, our cells are 90% water. Most of us don't drink enough water.
No, we don't.
And that's really a huge problem because everything in the body happens in water.
Right. And I was going to say, when you have the alkaline water that is ionized, it permeates the cells better, and the water is more useful in the body.
No, absolutely. And speaking of that, ionized water, your body absorbs more.
Yes.
With the ionization process, takes it through a process of making it more hydrating. So you're absorbing 80-95% of the water you drink. So you're not going to the bathroom as rapidly, because with that, when you're drinking water where you're only absorbing 15-20%, which is most of your bottled waters and tap water, you're going to the bathroom more because the water's going out. And another thing, I'm going to mention this, most people may not like me for it. However, coffee,
right,
it's a diuretic.
Yeah.
And it dehydrates you.
Right.
And you can go on the internet and Google and look at a lot of health sites. You'll see an equal amount of sites saying coffee's bad for you, coffee's good for you.
Right.
And they both have validity. Right. However, if something's good for me but it's also bad, why would I do the bad?
Right.
One of the things that I teach people because I help people develop a healthy mindset and a healthy lifestyle. And I help them understand the fact that you should make a decision to only put in your body what it needs to survive and live. The same way with our car.
Right.
We put the right kind of gas, the right type of oil. We can put the wrong type of oil. It will work, but not very well.
Not optimally.
Not optimally. Like most cars, regular size car, it takes 5 quarts of oil.
Right.
I could save money if I only put 2 quarts in or
Right.
3.
Right.
It would still run.
Yeah.
Wouldn't last as long. So
right.
One of the key factors in that is if you want your body to last long, you have to give your body what it needs so that you can be physically fit, nutritionally fit, as well as mentally fit.
Right. So now how do you feel about dieting? You think dieting is necessary?
I think dieting is absolutely necessary, but our diet is how we eat.
Right.
But when we go on a diet, what we're saying is, this is what I normally eat, so I'm going to deviate and go on this diet so I can get back to that high school size or go to the go to the reunion. So I won't look like 2 people.
Right.
And some of us can discipline ourselves and starve ourselves, and we get down, and when we get to that event, we're eating like crazy,
right.
And it may have taken us 6 months to get down that 50 pounds, comes back in a month.
Right.
Or 2 months.
Right.
Because we go back to the old diet.
Right.
And that's not good.
Well, I always joke around with people. They say, I'm a size 8. I've been a size 8 since I was in the 7th grade. And it's interesting because I weigh more, but I wear the same size. I guess everything's distributed differently.
Yes.
But they're like, well, what do you do? I'm 42. But I'm...
You're 42?
Yes.
Wow, 15 years older than me. So I'm 27.
Right. Exactly. My dad is younger than me. But the thing about it is that they said, what do you do? What's your secret? I'm like, I'm on a special diet. They're like, what is it? I said, it's called Eat What You Like. And they get so mad at me because in my mind, I love and respect myself enough that I'm not eating the worst foods.
Right.
I'm eating healthy foods. Why do we look so youthful? Because we eat well. Genetics, okay?
Yes.
But also, you can have good genetics, but if you don't practice the right habits, it doesn't matter.
Well, and that brings me to something. I've seen some very, very youthful looking people in the casket.
Yeah, how about that?
At a very young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not the dying, it's the living. It's the quality of life.
It is. So, speaking of quality of life, you mentioned eliminating stress. Is that possible?
Well, most people argue with me when I tell them that. Oh, yeah, how are you going to eliminate stress? I said, stop acting like a nut like you're doing right now.
Right. Yeah.
But yes, let me ask you a question. What's your simple definition of stress?
Well, stress, any type of strenuous intense thought or focus may cause stress.
Very good.
So there's so-called good stress and bad stress.
Simple definition.
Okay, well,
That's
when
good.
we deal commonly, right. But when we deal commonly with stress, we mean that bad, strenuous stress that doesn't feel good, that releases too much cortisol in our blood, in our bodies. And if we don't help eat the right foods to help eliminate that cortisol and detox, then it will stay with us, and it packs on fat, and it messes up our brain chemistry, and it messes with our mood.
Well, several things in that. So now, can we eliminate stress? Absolutely. Number one, most of our stress is self-induced. On the emotional side, we overreact. And I'll give you my simple definition of that. We react over and over and over and over and over again.
Right.
And so something that you may have done to me an hour ago, I'm still upset. So now I'm going to tell Bill, I'm going to tell Jeff, I'm going to tell Bob, I'm going to tell Mary. And every time I tell them, I'm getting more and more upset.
Right.
So that's adding emotional stress, but it also adds physical stress.
Right.
And once your body is stressed, because our body works off electrical impulses and chemicals.
Absolutely.
And we don't even think about what electrical impulses to send, but I know how to move my hand through electrical impulses from my brain. I learned these responses, but there's others that direct chemicals in certain parts of my body. Stress throws that off.
Yep.
And so when I'm not well nourished, I have extra stress. I'm now having emotional stress. My body's breaking down on the inside. Some people show it on their face and on the outside as well.
Right.
So
They
yes,
do.
it is possible to eliminate stress. There are not just, you mentioned earlier, eating the right foods help to
Right.
eliminate that.
Yeah.
When you're well hydrated, you help to fight that off, as well as relaxation techniques, which we'll talk about another time.
Right. And I think what people don't realize is that you have to keep yourself in low stress environments. If you know that someone may be, because people can be toxic too. The air may be toxic someplace. Maybe there's toxic things that people touch. Keep yourself away from those things or those people, because you can't change people. You can't fix people. You may influence them to maybe think about changing, but sometimes you break yourself down trying to change negative people.
Yeah.
So you eliminate the negativity that may be stressful in order to preserve yourself.
Well, in actuality, you're absolutely correct. Now,
Okay.
some of us in various work environments, and I did see your show with the math whiz.
Yes.
When you're in a teaching environment, which you may not understand as well as
gosh.
others, but you're in a stressful environment, but how you handle it is also very key and critical. And those are some of the other things I help people understand and achieve.
Right. So as far as breaking those bad eating habits, how would you recommend that? Because people stress eat. You know, people, when they get stressed, they get mad, they eat a big old bag of chips, they get a big whole container of ice cream, and I'm going to eat my
You
feelings.
mean like Haagen-Dazs butter pecan?
Absolutely. That's my favorite kind to eat.
Well, no, you're absolutely correct. We also have comfort foods.
Yes.
That's in general. I was having a conversation with someone talking about my mom's cooking, Sunday meals, and things like that, like a Sunday meal with fried chicken and the colored greens and
Color greens.
potato salad, and of course, fresh lemonade with grape Kool-Aid in it.
Oh gosh, why?
Yes, exactly.
Kool-Aid in it.
You don't understand. It's an old folks thing.
Okay, all right.
However, but just the different things that may or may not have been as healthy,
Okay.
but it felt good, so we continue to eat those foods. We
Right.
eat the foods that will calm us because now we're upset. So those are things we do, but you can break those eating habits by understanding that if it's tearing you down, you want to give your body what it needs, and there's so many other healthier things.
Yeah, like I love beets too. Beets is, you know, I love that ground taste for it.
Yes.
And I think it's a, you know, vegetables are comfort food for me, you know.
But that's good.
It is.
Yes.
And I've been like that, but because of the exposure that I've had as a kid growing up to healthy foods. You introduced me to beets. I remember you used to always feed me beets when I was a kid, and I loved them.
Right.
So I probably ate all the beets up, but it was, thanks. Thank you very much. 'Cause I
You're
still
very
like them.
welcome.
Thank you.
One-
Go
go
ahead. What?
No, one other way of breaking bad eating habits is drinking more water, because
Right.
a lot of our bad eating habits from our cravings from lack of nutrients. So
Yeah.
when you eat healthier foods and you're properly hydrated, that helps to give your body what it needs and you're not craving.
Right, and to flush your system out so that other nutrients can be absorbed better.
Absolutely.
So, and some of us are addicted to this white powder,
The white powder. The white
powder.
powder, yes. Well, how do you break that addiction? Not
Yes.
with a straw. But
Right.
anyway. But the white powder, processed refined sugar.
Yes.
It's in most of our foods. There's a fast food restaurant, I won't mention any names, they put it in their French fries.
Of course.
And their French fries don't rot.
Not at all. None of their food.
5 years, none of their foods rot. So it's really a matter of understanding that we get a craving for sugar, one, because it's addictive. Two, it's an energy substance,
Yeah.
and we crave the energy.
Right.
You see TV commercials, got the 230 blahs, get this
Right.
candy bar, get that candy bar, get the coffee, the boost, or the 5-hour energy drinks. But there's so much energy in foods. Another book I did not mention was The Coconut Oil Miracle.
Yeah.
There are so many things that coconut oil would do for you, very healing, but also eating fresh coconuts.
Yeah.
Which is, most people say it's difficult to find, but we don't look for it. It's not
difficult to find.
exactly, but some people
Where you
say
go.
that because we don't look for them.
Yeah.
But we gotta look for the healthier foods that will satisfy the body, give us the good fats we need,
Yes.
and we start craving the other fats and the burgers, the unhealthy meats and things like that. So.
And fat is necessary for processing various vitamins in the body.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just that we have to have good fats.
Yes.
Like coconut oil. And coconut oil is a miracle. You can put it all down your body, drink it, brush your teeth with
Yes.
it. Because they say that brushing your teeth with coconut oil will actually heal cavities.
Yes, it does.
I've been brushing with baking soda for a few years now. I go to my dentist. She's like, boring, no cavities. She's so upset. And I'm
Yes.
like, I'm using baking soda. And one of the hygienists is like, oh, no, it's going to break your teeth down. I'm like, really? Because
Yeah.
I don't have any cavities. And I know that toothpaste is toxic. And it causes cavities because there are chemicals in it and the sugar that break your teeth down.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that. Have you ever read the back of the toothpaste label?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Do you remember what it says? It says, if you swallow more than what you need brushing your teeth, call your doctor
Or
and your
poison control.
local poison control center.
Yeah.
There's poison in the majority of all of our toothpaste
All of
except for Tom's of Maine. There's a couple of the organic, healthy toothpaste.
Yeah.
But baking soda, coconut oil, some very natural things to do to clean the teeth.
Absolutely. So I want to get to this question. Oh my goodness. How can you avoid expensive personal trainers? Because you're a personal trainer.
Yes.
But you're saying avoid expensive ones.
Expensive ones. And I happen to be an expensive one.
Okay.
One of the first things I tell people when they come to me and say, oh, well, you're a trainer, I would like to do this and do that. And I say, really? You sure you want to hire me? But I tell people, you don't have to hire a personal trainer.
Right.
We all know enough exercise from high school gym to stay fit, if you can remember back that far.
Well, some people didn't have real gym in high school, and so they didn't learn those exercises.
Well, there's several things you can do. Number one, you can go on YouTube. Everyone has a fitness video.
Okay, these fitness trainers are going to be mad at you.
That's okay, because you can do that. Most people hire a trainer for the inspiration and motivation.
And that's what some people do need, and I think that's what's important, the coaching of it.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of, like you said, exercise is mental, so you need that mental focus. But I got to wrap up now, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I just want to thank you so much, Stanley White,
You're very
for
welcome.
coming onto my show. Your information, gethydratedtoday.com, your website for Damascus Health and Wellness, Perfect Water Team, Stanley S. White. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to We, the Village.